As a funeral director, there are two things that stand out in my mind as probably the most emotional experiences I've had. And they are simple in manner in that they involve one very young person and one very senior person. There was a service in which a young woman had passed and she left a 5-year-old son. And at the conclusion of the graveside service, the father was overwhelmed by grief and he grabbed his young son and he held him so tight. He said, "Who's going to take care of us? Who is going to take care of us?" As he cried into his son. And his son, when he released his son stepped back and put his little hands up to his father's face. And he pulled his father's face up and he said, "I will take care of you." Well, I have to admit that as I stood and watched that unfold, I had to step back and walk away just for a minute. And the second situation involved a very senior lady, and as she had to be about 90 some years old, in excess of 90, more or less on the latter part of 90. And her son had passed, and she was helped up to the casket, and he was a big man. He had to be about 70 something. And then when she got up to the casket, she pushed everyone away and she reached in the casket. And this man was a huge man. He had to be about 6'5", and she had to be about 5'3". She was a very little old lady. And she reached into the casket with her hands trembling. And she said, "You will always be Mama's little baby." I found those two statements just struck me so that in the loss of a loved one, that sometimes we honestly, many times, speak truly from our hearts. When anger comes in, try to ignore that. Try to ignore those statements that are made out of anger, because that's just what it is. But when you can hear the true emotion of love that's shared between two people, those are the things that you need to listen for. So if you're at a time of loss, understand that the anger that you may be experiencing, whether it be the anger with the person that passed or the anger with family members or just the anger with just the situation, it is normal. But if you can keep your ears and your eyes open, there will be moments that will truly touch your heart, as I've shared the two that have touched mine. This is Greg Leonard with Talk Loss, the aftercare difference. Make this a great day for you. Good day to you.